Yeah, there was. All right, guys. Well, Hanamura will be the map here. Last time you and I had the pleasure of casting Hanamura and Renegades.
Yeah.
We had the greatest composition of all time.
Torbjorn, Symmetra.
Amazing.
Didn't work.
Riveting.
Worked for a few seconds. No, maybe here. No, we see something different. I don't know. Maybe
the Death
we
brings
see
up
the
a really
same.
good point. Their dive, like their Winston Diva, I should say, is not the best. And if you try and play Reinhardt into this, it's really going to hurt. So I don't know when Renegades
They don't have a
are
lot
going
of
to play into this. No, they really don't. But in any case, so I mean, this was their choice. So they have something up their sleeve. I still believe, kind of, maybe.
Okay, sure. At least there's one person. Renegades, they'll start the map out on offense. We'll see what FaZe Clan brings on the defensive end, but Renegades just needs to find something that works for them. Now they're searching a little bit. I did like Mengchu running the Zarya. I thought that was pretty effective. I thought Zachary too on the Reaper. I thought that was something they made work. Now on King's Row, I don't know how they do it again here on Hanamura. Maybe you kind of throw something like a Widow into the mix if you're Renegades. FaZe Clan, at least, though here at the beginning, still a minute before we actually get into the game on defense. They'll be running Shadowburn on the Genji, Carpe on Tracer, and then Spree and Fact Fiction. Going to be Winston Diva.
Yep.
I think the only real question mark, Raucus, maybe Ana, maybe Zen. He's going to go with Zen here.
Nothing crazy from FaZe.
Yet.
It's true. Yeah. See what Renegades give us on the attack now. And it seems like they are... Okay, well, if they do roll with the... No, never mind. Well, Mangachu did play Tracer before, but it was more of like a desperation Tracer than it was like actually playing Tracer in the game, right?
Yeah, no, I think you'll see Mangachu switch off to either Zarya or Diva. And no, maybe you have Corey run the Widow.
Yeah, I can see the Widow working at the start, right?
I mean, maybe where this is what's going to happen.
Corey has been having at the very least, a decent... He goes with the Junkrat.
So you have a solo tank Winston here with a Widowmaker Junkrat combination.
He goes right back and swaps out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Now he's going to go over to Tracer. So we'll have a triple DPS comp. Now, maybe you try and get a pick there with the Junkrat off the bat. Then switch things up. Ricarpe takes out Jur right off the start of this fight. It's not a ideal start there for Renegades, as now they'll have to wait even longer.
No, and without that Lucio, you won't be able to use the speed boost to disengage from the fight. Corey a little banged up there, but he'll be okay. He manages to back away for the time being, playing around the door, and just really feels like Renegades can't get in. Zachary also looking for a window of opportunity, but he's going to get stopped by Shadowburn. Now this is it. Maybe this will work out for them, though. Mangachu and Zachary were able to, line up the kill feed. So good news for them as they make their way through. And so far, this has been working out. So Renegades, they make it happen. They dive in and they get the kills.
Yeah, they dive in. They give some space for Corey. Mangachu gets a big DMAC onto Spree, and they're able to take the first point here on Hanamura. Let's see. No, actually.
They got the first point.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like maybe FaZe would have came out a little bit further, but they don't. So it'll be FaZe Clan now defending point B. For Renegades, you do have your Transcendence. Mangachu with a Pulse Bomb here. So him playing Tracer now for an extended period of time, just adding to the hero pool that we know he has. Right now, if you are Renegades, you know that the side of FaZe Clan, they don't have any ults right now.
And Corey just looking for a pot shot. Didn't even get anything, really. Carpe is going to be in the back lines. Spree will get D-Mech, though. Now it comes to Transcendence, and Renegades looking to get very aggressive here. Zachary with the blade, pops through, gets Spree. Another Dragon Blade, though, for Shadowburn on the other side, and he also finds a kill there on Sherlocky. The supports are going to be down. Zachary hanging out in the back here. Fact Fiction, I don't think they were really even aware that he was there. He had to push out. He ended up dying. Primadoshe is going to go down as well, and that's going to stop the push.
Yeah, Renegades, they try and use their Transcendence there at the beginning. They initiate, and they get the Dragon Blade out, but Raucus had a Transcendence of his own. Shadowburn, a Dragon Blade of his own as well. They're able to use those there, just a little bit delayed, so it lasts a little bit longer there then Renegades. Now Renegades, Primo Dolce will switch over to the Reinhardt. You'll get Mangachu now on Winston as you'll have Corey now transition over to Tracer, and Zachary now will be running the Genji. So a lot of changes here coming in for Renegades.
This is going to be interesting. See how they engage with this one. Top ground control will be there, and Mangachu actually looking to really be that guy who zones out the Tracer, who pushes into the back lines. They end up losing out on the tank so early, though. They push up. Mangachu's like basically by himself as well, and the rest of the team, they all just kind of scatter onto the high ground, and FaZe just have their way with them.
Primo Dolce runs all the way up the staircase to the high ground. Nobody follows him. He's just up there. He gets booped down low. Then he gets taken out. You already had lost Corey at that situation. So now we have another change coming in for Renegades. Mangachu now will go over.
And they're just not getting a chance to build anything. Like,
oh well, now you've given FaZe the opportunity to get both support ults here. Jur now will finally earn his sound barrier. Just I think you see Mangachu switch off the Winston, go over to Zarya. Maybe do a little bit more to Spree in that mech.
And there goes the sound barrier for Renegades, and Transcendence on the other side as well. They're going to go ahead and layer it on top of their own sound barrier too. Renegades so far though haven't really lost anyone. Primo's not in a good spot. Here comes the Dragon Blade right to the back line. He cuts through, finds two, gets a triple, and Renegades are done. Back to the spawn you go. Figure it out again. I dare you is what basically what FaZe is telling him at this point.
I like the way you broke that down, Goldenboy. Primo Dolce, not in a good spot.
Not in a good spot.
Between everybody with your shield up and no follow-up, not the ideal position for him to be in there.
Without a prayer.
But if you're Renegades, you come right back into this next fight. Zachary now will switch to the 76. So they're just kind of searching for answers right now.
I do like the 76 pick because at the very least, if they do charge high ground, then it works. And
yes, I agree. I think if you can get towards that high ground, it's going to be Primo Dolce getting an Earth Shatter. He connects onto one. They all go down the staircase. Here comes the Transcendence.
Kind of saw it happen before our very eyes.
It was like, all right, they're doing it. They get the Earth Shatter. You see people laying down there, and they go in fast. And then you just see the self-destruct followed up, and everybody's mind is like, this isn't going to go well. And it did not go well.
Did not go well at all.
FaZe Clan, they hold on there. Now Renegades, you have Mangachu with the Grav. Zachary now goes off of the 76. Now he'll go back to the Genji. So you're not really getting a chance to build up any of these DPS ults. You had no chance to really make a good work towards a blade. Well, there goes Zachary. So
he's definitely not going to build up
now not going to build towards a blade. And then now they see Shadowburn jumping down, and the aggression comes in from Carpe.
This looks like a team that literally has no idea how to push this point. They just are very confused.
It just seems like there's no dedication to a strat, right? It seems like they're going towards that high ground and they're leading in, with their Reinhardt, and then they have the 76. It looks like that's the play, and then we try to change everything up. And now all you have to work with is that grab and the nano boost. For Renegades, I guess your saving grace is that there's not a sound barrier or Transcendence on the other side. The issue is, Shadowburn's going to run Dragon Blade here in just a sec.
Graviton Surge is going to go down. Mangachu. There you go. You're going to get some kills now. So the Graviton Surge leads to something as they were able to get 2 picks. Now let's see if they're going to be able to respond. Carpe does drop the pulse bomb onto Jur. So bye-bye Lucio. Sherlocky. Oh, nice. There you go. Sleep Dart. That was going to be highly necessary. They do clear them out, and now this is starting to look good here. But Shadowbird's going to go right through, and he ends up getting absolutely shut down by Sherlocky. And now they managed to make it happen. But if that just didn't look like the craziest, most scattered push you could possibly ask for, I'm actually shocked that FaZe gave that one up.
It's a great use of the grab, though, from Mangachu. So instead of going towards that high ground where they were just getting slaughtered over and over again, now he knows FaZe is set up there because that's all they pushed. He uses the grab from down below, so he captures the players up there. They jump Primo Dolce up, nano boosted up onto the high ground. Then Zachary comes up on the Genji through the staircase. They're able to pick up some kills. FaZe never recover.
So they had a plan. That's good.
It took them a little bit to figure it out.
It took them a little. Maybe just all centered around Mangachu getting it. They just had the confidence that they would be able to clear out the players, without any ults. And also Shadowburn, dying there from Sherlocky. That was pretty awesome as well. You certainly needed that one. So they were able to make it happen. They get 2 points, 1 minute, 25 seconds in their time bank. Now it's going to be time for FaZe to attack here. FaZe, this is the map that they did defeat Envy on in their matchup last weekend.
We'll see FaZe go with a pretty standard dive.
Yeah, they're really not throwing anything different out there.
I mean, maybe you could have seen Doomfist here on Shadowburn, but right now, at least for Renegades, on defense, you're going to see Corey running the 76. You'll have the Rhine. Sorry, a combination in terms of tanks. You will not have a Zenyatta. You'll have your Ana here in this situation, right? She can heal from a distance, if they want to play a little bit closer to the choke. And then, you just kind of play all the way in the back, closer towards that point with your soldier.
Here we go. Doors will open in 20 seconds. Renegades, if they're able to get a win here, they can keep the drive alive, perhaps. Maybe force out the victory on Escort for game number 4, and then Ilios for game 5. At this point, that's basically what they would have to do. FaZe wins this one here, and that's basically it. They would win the series. And then at that point, it's about getting, the map score up in your advantage too, ending out in a 4-0. And oh, that's a lot of damage done on the shields. Or say the armor for Primo Dulce, but you will have a chance to get back into this fight here.
And we'll see how FaZe attacks
getting a lot of hits with that.
Yeah, with the Reinhardt at the door, we'll see what they decide to do. You get a Discord orb on him, you're able to drop him right away. And they actually get Carpe behind enemy lines, and he's putting a lot of shots down on a Primo Dulce, and they're actually able to get Zachary out of the fight here. And here comes the dive from FaZe Clan, just pushing back Renegades.
And they don't really have anyone to go and challenge him above. I mean, yes, you have Corey, but it seems like Corey was dealing with his own problems. They all kind of drop back. Shadowburn falls in the background, courtesy of Sherlocky. Pulse Bomb comes through, gets Sherlocky, though. And they're on the point. They're right there to cap it. Now the question is, can they just finish it up? They were able to get 2 ticks on that one. 76 is, oh boy, he was just in a bad position there. Carpe dived right on him and was just able to drain that health. And FaZe continuing to dance around the point here, X.
Yeah, and in the Renegades, they stabilize here for a second, but FaZe, they're going to earn the sound barrier. They're going to go on in. Shadowburn getting very close to a Dragon Blade as well. It's going to be a sound barrier coming out for Renegades. See, Carpe, though, it almost seems like he's invisible. Like, nobody's even looking at him. Just doing so much work on this Tracer.
No one has been paying attention to Carpe, and he has been a pain in the neck. He gets a kill on Zachary, follows up with another one on Primo Dulce. And they have cleared out Renegades from this point. They are going to cap this one, and they did so really from the beginning. They were in control the entire time. Even with the dip out, it's still Renegades. They just never really had an answer in that situation.
Yeah, FaZe Clan will wait, though. Spree jumps off the side again, right back in his mech. Didn't want to go back to the spawn, switch off, because he has that self-destruct. Yeah. FaZe Clan has everything to work with here, Alex. Outside of their sound barrier, there's no sound barrier on the side of Renegades, but you're not worried about a support ult because you have that on the other side. Carpe used the Pulse Bomb, trying to get the 76 weak in the back. Let's see if they can get Shadowburn a good opportunity to use a Blade. It's going to be a nice grab there from Mangachu, though. It'll also be a nano boost that comes in here. Now, you use those ults. Now, if you're FaZe Clan, you're in a prime spot, right? You have your Transcendence, you have your Dragon Blade. Now, on the other side of things, there is not a sound barrier, and there's not a nano boost. I mean, you were worried about a nano boost to kind of withstand, but so now it's interesting for Renegades is you're not going to have a Lucio, so we'll see Zenyatta, Ana, defensive setup.
I think they're going to hope that Jur and Corey can really whittle down the health of some of the tanks to try and dive into the back lines, perhaps, with the Discord orb, and then 76's consistent damage. There goes the dive, as a matter of fact. And there will be that Orb of Discord that lands onto Fact Fiction. Shadowburn up top, though, cuts through. Doesn't get a kill for it, though. That will force out Primo Dulce to use the Primal Rage. They got nearly that first tick. They're so close to being able to make it happen and forcing the players back onto the point. You hear the tack visor from Corey, but he's going to get wiped out by Fact Fiction, who gets 2 kills. And the immortal Carpe will fall, courtesy of Sherlocky using the Doomfist. And this is just now desperation mode for Renegades as they're looking to get onto the point. They do manage to get past that first tick, make progress to the second, force them back. The May comes in for the stall here. Very typical of what you see in these kinds of situations now, but they make short work of the May in turn. No more Diva from Mangachu either. And at this point, it's Lemmings. They're just jumping onto the point, hoping that they could make something happen. But no, nothing will happen here. That's going to be a cap for FaZe 2-0 with 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, no, you know, the one thing that could have potentially thrown that off for FaZe is that tack visor that comes in. But as soon as they hear the tack visor come from the side of Renegades, you saw Spree fly up with his defense matrix. Fact Fiction used the Primal Rage, just jump up right to the high ground, get in Corey's face.
With all that added health and because of the the auto aim, the beautiful tracking as Doa calls it, he has no choice but to shoot that guy.
I mean, you have both those big bodies in your face.
Yeah, he has no choice but to deal with that, and then he's dead. So you don't get much value out of the tack visor. And Renegades on the attack here now. 1 minute 25 seconds left to play with
I'm ready
in their time bank. Just not a lot of time to work with here, X. And I think a lot of fans are seeing the writing on the wall. FaZe could hold this, but then again, Renegades have surprised us in the past.
Yeah, I mean, Renegades definitely capable, right? And you see they're going to go with the Mangachu on the Zarya yet again. For FaZe Clan, though, you'll have Carpe running the Widowmaker here. So I'd love to get a clip from his point of view, see what vantage point he's going to take here.
We're going to wait for him to get to the door. Fact Fiction is going to jump down, chip away some health, jump pack right away. Just adding some more confusion to these Renegades players. Here we go. Let's see if that actually ends up being the case here. And I'm trying to see if I could find him on the screen right now.
Carpe got one really weak. You see he's already up to 32% on that Widow ult.
Yes.
He got one super weak coming out of the spawn. He was like just kind of jumping up on the right, seeing when players are coming down. And Mangachu will actually go back to the spawn, so he'll switch off of the Zarya to the D.Va here.
Primo moves right in. Less than a minute now. You hear the warning as they make their way to the right side. And got to get that first pick. Got to get that first kill. Working out in your favor, Primo. Not a lot of health. He's not getting any healing either. They're kind of just tucked away. They don't know that he's there just yet, though, and no one has really dived down. And Corey's going to look to make his way around the back as well.
It's like traded sides of the map here. So now Renegades, it looks like they're trying to go for the high ground here. Carpe will have the Widow ult as it'll be Primo Dolce dropping first.
Yeah, that first blood from Renegades slows things down, especially considering that they're not going to have a lot of time to work with. 21 seconds left on the clock. Sherlocky is going to fall too. Jur goes down as well. It seems like they just jumped off, and Zachary all by his lonesome in the back. Actually, he will have his D.Va there with him, Mangachu, and they don't have any time to work with. They got to go ahead and dive right into this point. They got to start making some progress, and there are some players there, as a matter of fact. And here we go. Primo Dulce right into it, and he's gone. He just gets dashed right through. Overtime coming out now. There you have the Transcendence for Sherlocky, keeping everyone alive and contesting this as long as they possibly can. But Shadowburn isn't having any of these shenanigans. He uses the Dragon Blade, sweeps right through them. And that basically will be all she wrote for Renegades' push. GG on that one. Now it's going to be FaZe's turn to attack.
Yeah, and Renegades, they get into this odd position where now they're kind of playing all the way on the defensive side of the map. They try and get towards the high ground. Their tanks get split off. They never really, they kind of dwindled it down the time into like one push.
It's a credit to FaZe for not giving them a window of opportunity as well.
Yeah, and then also, you had FaZe Clan. They had Carpe on the Widowmaker. Let's talk about the first half first before we talk about whatever I think we're going to see next. You had Carpe on the Widow. Like, they try and get him out of position, that back left, and they switch over to the D.Va to really kind of like not allow him to just take shots. And he actually grapples out onto the initial gate, and now he's just kind of looking back, and there's nothing there for them to work with. So now, Goldenboy, your tried and true comp. Now, this is what you got all your friends running at home. So you got the Orisa Torbjorn Symmetra combination.
But it worked out well in the Envision game.
The power trio.
3 minutes, I think they were able to hold him off. So it's not the worst thing.
I don't know.
The question is,
I don't know if it was 3 minutes.
I believe that's what the dev said. It was 3 minutes.
Sometimes.
Or 3 pushes. I don't know.
Sometimes you got to believe in yourself and believe the knowledge.
Hey, man, when you bust out a competition like
this. 3 minutes, I think we would have made a montage of it. But we'll see what FaZe Clan does here on offense. So they may be expecting, because you have the double sniper thing here to try and take down the shields and the turret at range is looks like FaZe trying to get above the high ground. You know, you get all those Symmetra turrets out of that little area. Now it opens up Carpe, be able to land some shots, but Symmetra doing a nice job launching her shields at the Widowmaker.
Oh, there you go.
It'll be Zachary taking out Carpe to kick things off.
Hey,
okay.
man, you're going to have Zachary to, you know, pick up the pieces and clear them out. Mangachu with the turret.
They're doing it.
Yeah, you know, and that turret locks on, and Shadowburn, he won't have much movement there, too, with the Hanzo, so he's going to use the Genji here.
Yeah, now we see them change up a little bit. They get off with the double sniper. They'll have Carpe on the 76, you know, just constant damage. And they'll have Shadowburn on the Genji, just trying to get close to this turret. But it's going to be Corey taking out Raucus at the beginning here, so they gain a little bit of an advantage. You see a deflect of a Symmetra orb there, so that's going to go straight through that barrier. Can't believe we're even talking about this, but as we see Orisa now move on to the point. You imagine Mangachu repositions his turret. So, yeah, you're not going to have that turret. He's going to put the turret now on the backside of the point.
Yeah, the sentry turrets are being wiped out too, so they kind of saw that one happening. They caught it. Good vision from Carpe,
so
really.
This is legitimately working right now. I mean,
they're setting up, yeah.
Mangachu is going to have his Molten Core here. I know Jur building closer to that teleporter, you know, or shield gen if you want to put the shield gen down. But I know Raucus weak yet again. Here comes the dive from FaZe Clan, though.
And this is the part where things start to fall apart for Renegades, or so you would think, because the Molten Core will do a lot of damage, and they're holding them off, man. 2 minutes left on the clock, 2-minute warning. They just got to get one tick X.
And you only had to use the Molten Core there. Jur has the teleporter. We'll see if he decides to use teleporter or shield gen.
Teleporter for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you would expect the teleporter, right?
On first point, you want to use teleporter.
He has the ult. He has not used it yet. You see him, no, on the
I think they want it because they want to set up on the left side like they did last time.
Here comes the sound barrier for FaZe Clan as they get right in. It'll be a nano boost there onto Corey, so he's trying to do as much damage as he can. Mangachu will fall. Here comes the Dragon Blade. Everybody else will fall as well.
Everyone's dead. Jur's dead too. Wonder now if they're going to find the teleporter here. They got to go ahead and contest it as much as they possibly can. And there goes the teleporter, and it won't matter, as that will be FaZe getting the win. They will go up 3-0 with the victory. And now at this point, you play out all 4 maps for the map score. Renegades lose again. And that is the final screen that we see there. FaZe Clan wins with a teleporter right there.
I mean, look, you know, the dive came in from FaZe Clan. They ended up getting a kill. I know Shadowburn, you know, uses his blade.
It can only go for so long.
Apart. Yeah, that's what it seems like with that comp, right? Like, you know, when things are going good, they're going great, and then as soon as like the dive comes in, you know, you get Mangachu out of the equation, and then you use the blade, and you're just able to take out Shalaki and Corey there. And I know you're never really, with only one tick, you never really get a good use of the teleporter. I know the teleporter's in a spot where, you know, they had to walk a little bit to the point. So they're not really able to get a good use of the Symmetra, but I know it's a valiant effort there from the Renegades. 2 times. We're getting good at that.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
we're getting pretty solid.
That's where you feel at your comfort zone. When you see the Orisa pick come in, you're like,
as soon as it happens. Like, actually, it's more the Torbjorn.
This is my type of gameplay.
Yeah, right here, just laying it down.
You never saw the Orisa ult come out?
No, we never did, because we never got to that point.
I mean, we did see. Okay, so the last time they ran it against Envy, like not in a more serious manner. But they end up only getting stuck on the left side, and when Envy kind of forces the fight to the point.
Envision, you mean?
Oh, Envision, yeah, sorry. Yeah. When Envision forces the fight to the point, that's when you saw things fall apart. They adjusted a little bit earlier here, though. They ended up moving the turret back to that right-hand side, so they weren't fighting on the point without the Torbjorn turret. Because you don't have the Torb turret in that situation, right? You lose a lot of that
damage. Because he pops the Molten Core, he's able to get it up to level 3 right away. And now that turret's doing a lot of damage. He's doing a lot of damage with Torbjorn. So it's not the worst of ideas there. It's just, again, it can only last for so long.
That's what it seems like.
Sound barrier drops, Dragon Blade's out.
You're done.
It's Swiss cheese.
You're done.
They're holes for days.
I mean, once the other team gets the Transcendence and the sound barrier, you're going to have a very difficult time holding at that point.
Yeah. Well, we don't got to talk about that anymore. Let's go ahead and focus our attention now on Dorado, which will be the last pick for Renegades. They did lose out on the previous map there on Hanamura. Now they have chosen Dorado. We'll see how this works out for them here as well. You know, and actually, Renegades have done pretty well in Dorado in the past because they're able to use a couple interesting comps, namely, you know, to whip out the pharmacy. I mean, we've seen, not the most interesting thing because we've seen it before, but so they're able to at least use that.
Yeah, I mean, this is where they can use the Far Mercy. It'll be Renegades on offense first, FaZe on defense. I know Shadowburn on Genji, Carpe on Tracer. Nothing really too crazy going on there. They'll have the Hunt instead of the Zen. The real question is, what do you see from Renegades on offense? I know the fact that they still have a lot of time left here, but I know Corey on Tracer and Zachary already locking in the Diva would lead you to believe you're going to see Mangachu running the Pharah here.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they don't keep Jur on the 76. You know, then again, Renegades, they like to be all niche and hipster. I think they're like the hipster team of Overwatch. You know, they just use the things that are different just cause they want to be different.
Well, look, they throw some teams off, and right, you know, they're able to make some games interesting, but it's just once these other teams adjust, they don't really kind of have much to fall back on.
All right, here we go. Time for Renegades on attack. They're going to use the pharmacy, which, you know, I think that was pretty obvious here, given Mangachu's proficiency with this particular hero. They're delaying the push just like they did last time too. They always look to just wait it out just for a second and then dive right in. They do this very well. And that's the thing, right? Like Renegades, I mean, yes, they have been struggling throughout the season, but when they have a coordinated push, similar to what we're seeing right now with this particular Pharah play, it works out very well for them.
Yeah, I mean, Mangachu loses his Mercy there, and then a few more kills go down in favor of FaZe. But you do see, obviously, obviously Renegade's going to have a huge spawner advantage. I mean, the card is literally right there, so you're going to be able to get these guys back in the fight. But it will be, Fact Fiction Shadowburn doing a lot of damage down on the cart. Spree now back
FaZe read that
back.
one like an open book.
Yeah, but now it's like, does Renegade switch, right? Or are they just going to fully commit to this?
I think they do, honestly, at this point, right? Just play what you want. And for Mangachu, he's going to play far.
That's not the attitude to have, Alex. Not just
at
play
this
what
point,
you
well,
want.
they lost the series here, X. I mean, I got to be
get a map on the board.
Get a map, sure. Get a map on the board. But they are good with Pharah. I mean, they know how to play around the Pharah at the very least. They're just getting pinned back. They've made not a lot of progress with this payload here. And also, too, you just don't want to see them swap out of it, at least not now, because they're so close to getting these ults.
Yeah, no, Raucus has been a big player here very early for FaZe Clan. You see the pressure that Renegades is now putting on him, but from afar, he's been able to keep a lot of his teammates alive here on the cart. Now, Renegades, you have the res, you have your Rocket Barrage. You've earned these ultimates. You've been trying to. Now you got to make them worthwhile.
Indeed, you do. There goes a barrage, but Raucus will be the victim of that one. Carpe cleans it up immediately, so he's not really to get much value out of that one. Sherlocky, though, bringing back the team with the res, so that's the Diva and the Pharah back into the action, but they end up losing him immediately after the res comes up because he couldn't get back in the mech on time, and despite it, they're still able to push it forward.
You did kill Joe Meister, though, so not an opportunity after the res comes in for FaZe Clan to use the sound barrier. The only issue is that FaZe can get back towards the cart. You have Shadowburn lurking with the Dragon Blade. It'll be Fact Fiction, gets on the cart here. Now the Dragon Blade comes through, and he's going right for Mangachu in the sky.
I think that concussion shot him up into the sky, too. Spree gets a double. Mangachu, Zachary falling victim there, and Renegades backing up, regrouping with the team as they all get wiped. 0.87 meters, less than a meter, for getting that first capture, that first point on the board as well. Let's see what they're going to do on their next attack. FaZe really don't got much to work with here.
They have nothing. I mean, I know you're getting Raucus closer to a nano boost, but you got Joe Meister invested sound barrier there. You saw Fact Fiction use the Primal Rage Shadowburn with his blade. So now, if your goal, Renegades, get Corey in a position you can make something happen with the pulse bomb. Don't get like anybody picked at the beginning and let your fight just stall out.
Yeah, take out the Diva as well. That is a big thing for them to be able to do here. And Spree's actually going to be very weak, so they do clear out Fact Fiction, and Spree's also going to be in a bit of a pickle as well, getting some healing back here. Rocket staying alive as long as he possibly can in the back. I can't even believe that he's still alive here despite everyone literally on his face. Finally, Primo Dolce is going to pick him off. 3.83 meters left for them to be able to get that first point on the board. but Renegades are falling left, right, and center. Sure, you got the D.Va down, but it was too little too late. Now you only have one push left, and it's 20 seconds.
Yeah, Raucus was able to use the nano boost there on the spree to keep him up in the D.Va mech. We'll see if Renegades make it back towards the payload. Carpe has that pulse bomb. Could kill one right off the rip. Swing things in FaZe's favor. As Sherlocky, not really close to that res. You probably get it actually in this fight. He's up to 85%. That's a big kill there from Mangachu, getting Spree out of the equation, able to put a lot of pressure on the supports.
Yeah, but they take out Jur though. They're gonna have to be able to deal with this without their support. The beat has been dropped. FaZe, if you're a fan of FaZe, you feel like this is definitely in your favor. Both post bombs go out and take out both Winstons. Mangachu gets the kills though, and this is the push that Renegades needed to get. Spree, last person left alive here on the point. He's just gonna get rocked there. D.Va self-destruct, doesn't get kills because the players are gonna be hanging out right behind, and Zachary clears out the D.Va immediately, and that will be the cap right at the last second here. They held it for so long, X.
Yeah, and that got dangerous there for Renegades because they lose Sherlocky at the beginning, and he's so close to the res. They lose him at like 98%.
They also lost Jur early.
Yeah, so you don't have the sound barrier there as well, but Mangachu, once he gets Spree out of the mech, he's able to do some nice things there on the Pharah. So now the answer for this, for FaZe Clan, they switch off with the Tracer. They'll have Carpe now pick up the Widowmaker.
Seen so many Widowmaker players in this tournament. Just really didn't expect to see that, but it is awesome though. Dolce, not gonna have a lot of health though, and I think they are gonna be able to take him out. They just focus a little bit of attention on him. He flies back in. Sherlocky with the healing. He's gonna have his back, but finally they clean him up.
And still have the res,
as the rest of the squad. But here comes the res, and you said it. There goes the res. The tank's back, or the tank back into this one. But Shadowburn, he's looking to undo the hard work of Sherlocky with that Dragon Blade. They still manage to stay alive at the very least on the point. 1 minute, 27 seconds left on the clock here of play for Renegades' first attack. And it took them pretty much to the distance on the first point. It seems like they're able to make a little bit of progress here, X.
Yeah, and Sherlocky will now switch off of the Mercy. He'll go over the Zenyatta. So now Mangachu's not going to have the luxury of having that Mercy in the sky with him. It'll be a sound barrier that comes in here for the side of Renegades. Self-destruct goes up from Spree. He's not able to get back in his mech. Corey putting down the shots on Joe Meister. He will fall as well. The cart still not progressing at a great speed. You had Fact Fiction over here for FaZe Clan sitting up on top of it. It looks like Renegades should win this fight, Alex, and if you're FaZe Clan, you're setting up for one more. You do have that Transcendence to lead the way into it.
Dan, I think you want to wait for Zachary to use the Dragon Blade, but then Mangachu has the Barrage, so there's just going to be a lot of damage output for the DPS. And there was that res that kind of saved them in that fight. One last attack, you said, X. See how this works out. Joe Meister also close to getting a sound barrier. I mean, he's gonna have to do some damage there to get it, and there goes the Transcendence. Zachary with the Dragon Blade. The Transcendence came out as soon as the Dragon Blade came out, and those are the kills. Those are the kills Renegades wanted to get. But they're right there, and they just gotta remove Spree out of the equation and make this one a cap, put 2 points on the board, overtime yet again. In Fact Fiction, he's stalling here. He didn't get to use the Primal Rage, so he couldn't delay it, and that's going to be the second point.
Yeah, for a second, I thought you may have seen the Primal Rage because you had Shadowburn coming out with Dragon Blade, but I think if Joe Meister was alive, you may have seen them invest a little bit heavier into that fight, but now it's going to be Renegades with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go to complete the map. They will not have a sound barrier. They'll have Transcendence, though. They just used their Dragon Blade, but Zachary putting down a lot of nice shots, building up right back towards it. For FaZe Clan, though, you're wondering, do you engage with the sound barrier plus Shadowburn on your blade? It'll be Spree getting demeched there by Corey, so now you may not engage as hard.
Yeah, you're going to have to play this one back. You know that he's coming off that spawn, which is really close, but seems as if FaZe are going to go right into the action. Renegades are going to use the Transcendence to keep them alive in this fight now. Here comes the Dragon Blade, and they stop Shadowburn. Jur with the kill to end the Dragon Blade. And let's see how now it's going to be FaZe having to respond on defense. Renegades are right there being able to cap this one, and they swapped out a lot coming into this fight.
Yeah, but Fact Fiction still has the Primal Rage, and you still have the sound barrier if you're FaZe. There comes the sound barrier, but Zachary here with the Dragon Blade, trying to find anything, searching for opponents.
Oh.
He'll get nothing there as Self-Destruct comes out from the side of Renegades on the point. Spree, though, takes out 2. Shadowburn with another.
Jur used the sound barrier and only got himself.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's 3 seconds left, right? So you see everybody fall there for Renegades. So we will go into overtime, but yeah, I mean, not ideal, right? You know, you build up that support ult. Probably would have liked to get a little bit more use out of it. As round 1 is over, it will be Renegades. You know, they get towards, you know, that second point. They complete that, not able to complete the map, though.
And they swapped out of the Far Mercy there, which was a huge driving force for them in their attack. And they got to, you know, play it out a little differently. Swap to the Diva. Just couldn't quite make it happen. Now FaZe on the attack. See what they do. And if Jur is wily enough to go for it, that would be funny. But let's just go back to reality.
Usually I would immediately write it off, but
yeah, I know. I just at this point, Renegades, they do like to throw anything out there, right?
Well, maybe they can make something work, right? I know you get Mangachu to spam the chokes. You're not expecting a fire on the other side. Then you get the Symmetra orbs to come on through, and I know Renegades on defense. And we can grab a look at their team as you see the beautiful hills here, beautiful homes up there.
Very pretty.
So I bet they go for they go for a fine price probably up there.
I actually love the design of this map because of the switch off from the urban environment to the industrial complex. That's pretty cool.
It's a beautiful map. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites as well. It's, so we don't see the Symmetra come into play, but we will see Junkrat come into the game now. As
so sneaky.
Mangachu's like, I saw this work for timing when I could. Well, maybe I can try it here. As throws down the trap of the corner, has the mine there. They'll be running near the Junkrat with Zarya, Reinhardt, McCree, Ana, and Lucio. FaZe Clan going with their standard dive comp. We'll see if Renegades can hold them off.
Now, where's Mangachu going to be positioned? I think it was on. Okay, so they're all going to have a big old party up top. And Fact Fiction's got to be careful not to get trapped. And he kills it all. So he was able to. He saw that one in the corner of his eye and took care of that one. Back under the bridge they go as they're defending it out, and they're giving up a lot of space. And they, wisely enough, just going behind the Reinhardt shield. But here comes Fact Fiction now, as he dives in. The Biotic forces everyone back, debuffs Fact Fiction. They don't get the kill on him, even though he's really low on the health there. But the Renegades get 2 kills on Carpe as well as Spree after he got demech'd. So far so good. They dropped back a bit more, but they played right into Renegades, forcing FaZe to have to disengage and get ready for their second push.
Yeah, but they did give up a lot of space to Shadowburn and Carpe there. They were able to just go for free on that left-hand side, get all the way around to the statue. I think if you give those guys another chance at that, they'll make you pay for it. Sherlocky, he gets his nano boost here as you see the dive coming in. Fact Fiction gets right on top of the statue, forces members of Renegades further back.
Ooh, and Shadowburn, he got out of that one. He'll have the health pack, so you'd look for him to re-engage in just a little bit. Perhaps they just wait for that jump pack to come in, though, and there you have it. The Transcendence is out. In response, you're going to have the sound barrier. Corey's able to take out Carpe there. Mangachu right into the fray, and he will not be able to get the trap, though. And Shadowburn picks up 3, and FaZe just sweep them out of that, man, and they get that point.
And they end up using, we'll take a look at the replay, but they end up using a Graviton Surge here, which ends up getting eaten up by Spree. So you get nothing for that grab that Zachary used there. So now Renegades, they'll be forced to switch their comp up a little bit. No more Junkrat here in the second stage of the map. They'll have Zachary switching off with the Zarya. He'll go to Genji. Corey now will go over to 76. Mangachu will pick up the Diva role. You heard there for a second, it sounded like Primo Dolce uses Earth Shatter. He gets Fact Fiction with it. Fact Fiction will fall, but you see, as soon as Renegades gets aggressive, all their players start to drop.
Yeah, they're not able to stay alive. A lot of just solo play here. Finally, getting some kills. The supports are down, but the question is, do FaZe just don't give a crap? Do they just continue to pursue? Because from the looks of things, that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to have a very weakened Reinhardt there as well. Primo Dolce and Mangachu all gone. They lose the Diva, they lose the Reinhardt, and despite losing the supports, They had him dead to rights. They had him low on health, and they charged right for it.
Well, you have a sound barrier for Renegades now coming into the next fight. I think it's really on Corey to get some kind of high ground control here. So, ooh, they get Zachary.
But they're not letting him have anything.
He's forced to back up. Yeah, when they push all the way up into this position, right? You're denying the access to, at least this first bridge here for Corey. Obviously, he could go all the way around to that other side, which looks like the position he's going to take up. Shadowburn there makes quick work of Zachary. So, it's that first pick that may open it up for FaZe Clan as you see them get extremely aggressive, dive in deep to Renegades, and Renegades actually uses their sound barrier there. I think they only connect with 1 or 2 players.
Nice, as a matter of fact, though. I was going to say that Spree was able to get the kill there with the D.Va self-destruct, but Mangachu follows it up right away. But at the end of the day, it's going to be FaZe getting the second point. And D.Va self-destruct, that actually disoriented Renegades quite a bit, though.
Well, I think here's the issue with Renegades, right? The first point, you use the grab, you get nothing, it gets eaten up there by the self-destruct. Now, you use a sound barrier that, I mean, you just get wiped off the face of the earth after you use it. And now, I mean, what do you do? I mean, Mangachu now switches over to the Junkrat, which probably catches FaZe off guard a little bit. But now FaZe, they'll have, their Transcendence. Joe Meister getting closer to sound barrier. They're going to have Blade and Pulse Bomb. So much to work with here if you're FaZe Clan.
Spree's just going to eat up those shots from Mangachu. And here comes Spree right around the corner. Boom. Finds one. And that was going to be Sherlocky there. And he has to biotic nade himself. So they're going to go ahead and keep track of the cooldowns on that one at the very least. Nano Boost, I believe, was used there for Sherlocky. But really, again, they're using these ults and they're just getting little to no value for it whatsoever. And there we have it. They're almost making their way through the second bend here, or the final bend, I should say.
Yeah, they use their Nano Blade there. The Transcendence comes out from Raucus. You were able to get Joe Meister before he had an opportunity to use his sound barrier, but may not be enough. Shadowburn with the Dragon Blade here could end it.
Let's look for Shadowburn. He picks up 2 kills without the Dragon Blade, and now it's going to go ahead and bust that one out. Cuts right through Corey. Into the back line he goes. Reinhardt, no, you're just not the position you want to be in. So weak as well, and it is just blue on the left. They dominate. That's going to do it. 3-2. FaZe ended in 4.
And I think there for Renegades, you saw a lot of the inconsistent ult use that really has kind of plagued them this season thus far. You go back, you get some better ult usage.
Yeah.
Maybe you're able to, extend some of those fights or, just hold them for those second points, right? I mean, maybe, if you use that grab, in the second point, you're able to make that a little longer. And then you have the sound barrier for the last one at the beginning of the fight. Maybe that one goes the distance. It's just those ults that really don't pay off for Renegades that hurt them.
The only time in this match that I felt like, FaZe had their backs against the wall, right? Against the ropes, if you will, was when they had the Far Mercy. Because it's clear Renegades know how to play around the Far Mercy. The second that goes away, well, FaZe gets that confidence back because they know that with, Shadowburn on Genji, you could just chop right through them, right? Or you'll have Carpe just be a pain in the neck on whatever the hell he wants to play. And we even saw it as well. They could just swap it out. They can have Carpe play Genji and then Shadowburn play Doomfist. They are showing us some different looks, which is nice.
I think for me, it was just the ult usage from the side of Renegades that was pretty poor. And then I think the tanks of FaZe really showed up today, really, kind of showed you the skill gap between them and, some of the guys on Renegades.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for North America today. Great matches overall. I mean, that Immortals game was definitely one. The Immortals Rogue game was definitely one to take a look at if you get a chance to do so. But that will do it. FaZe, they will win 4-0. Renegades just can't quite get it together. Let's go ahead, send it over to Puckett and the desk to break it all down.